Welcome back to 10 Island Gaming. Today we have a 2400 point battle. We rolled up battle line and it's my Beastmen versus Skaven, and we have a new player, first appearance today, who's playing Skaven. So hopefully the rats will roll as they normally do for new players, badly. Starting with my side, my army is led by a Doombull. He has heavy armor and shield. He also has the Ramhorn Helm, Dawnstone, Sword of Swift Slaying, the other Trickster Shard, and Gnarled Hide. Next to him, I have my Great Bray Shaman. He has the Lore of Beasts and is a level 3 wizard. He only has the Chalice of Dark Rain as an item. For hero selection, you can start on the right here. Another Bray Shaman, Lore of Beast as well, wizard level 1, and he carries a Dispel Scroll. And then I have my BSB, a Gorbel. He has the Iron Curse icon and Obsidian Lodestone. And then next to him another Gorbel, and he has the Armor of Destiny and the shield. For core, I have a Gore Herd, and then I have 5 Tuskor Chariots. Oh, for the Gore Herd there is a Musician and Standard Bearer. 5 Tuskor Chariots, and then 2 units of Ungor Raiders here, and they have Musician, both of them, but nothing else. For special, 1 unit of 5 Harpies, and then 1 unit of 9 Minotaurs. They have great weapon, and I have a Musician in that unit. That's my army. For spells, my level 3 rolled up Amber Spear, Curse of Anrahir, and then I picked Vison's Wild Form. And then for my level 1 I picked Vison's Wild Form. I have a comp score of 18, by the way.
This is my Skaven list, led by a Grazier on a Screaming Bell. He's equipped with Blade of Nurglich, Earthing Rod, and a Lockstone. For heroes, we have a Shefting with Enchanted Shield and Talisman of Preservation, and is a Battle Standard Bearer. Then we have a Plague Priest with a Plague Sensor on the Plague Furnace Mount. He's equipped with a Scrying Stone and a Dragonbane Gem. Then for core, we have 2 units of Skaven Slaves, 1 is equipped with shields, and we have a unit of Stormvermin. This is our 45 with a Warpfire Thrower attached. Then for special, we have Gutter Runners with poison attacks and slings. And then we have a unit of Plague Monks with the Plague Banner. And then we have a unit of Rat Ogres with a Pack Monster. And then for rare, we have a Doom Wheel, a Plague Claw Catapult, and a Warp Lightning Cannon.
Your comp score?
13. For magic, my Grazier rolled up Skitter Leap, Scorch, Crack's Call, and Warp Lightning. And my Plague Priest rolled up Cloud of Corruption. Skaven movement phase turn 1. Everything just moved up a bit, and the bell moved sideways to face the Minotaur boss. So for magic and shooting, no spells reached. And for shooting, the Beastmen played Chalice of Dark Rain, but my Warp Lightning Cannon went through. It hit the Minotaur boss and killed 2 of them. And that's all.
Beastmen turn 1. For movement phase, the Doom Wheel, he had a very unlucky roll with the high dice, so it actually allowed me to charge it with 3 Tuskor chariots. So hopefully I can kill it there. Besides that, no more charges. I moved up my harpies here, moved everything else up on the sides, and then we go to Winds of Magic and shooting. For Winds of Magic, I rolled up a strong 5. I got on Mistans Wild Form on the Minotaurs, trying to protect them a bit. Then I tried to cast the big version of Amber Spear. Tried to miscast it because he is 1 level above me with his wizard, but he dispelled it. Then for shooting, nothing happened from my Ungor Raiders. So on to this close combat. For close combat, unfortunately the Doom Wheel survived with 1 wound. So he's probably gonna come back with a vengeance and kill all the chariots now. And that was it. On to Skaven turn 2.
Movement Skaven turn 2. The Ogres did a frenzy charge and went up 2 inches. Failed. The monks passed their frenzy charge and they did a swift reform and turned towards the action. Then nothing else really happened except the Doom Wheel, which fled off the map. Winds of Magic and shooting for Skaven turn 2. Warp Lightning into the Minotaur, killed 1, and then Scorch got dispelled. For shooting, the Warp Lightning Cannon snuffed out. The Catapult killed 2 of these guys, and the Gutter Runners killed 1. End of Skaven turn 2.
Beastmen turn 2. Turn 2, yeah, movement phase. I charged my Ungor Raiders into his Gutter Runners here, just to open a path so I could also charge with the Minotaurs into the slaves. Then my 2 chariots got into the Rat Ogres on the side here. Besides that, I moved my Ungor Raiders up to block a potential counter charge from his slaves. I pivoted all my chariots on this side, and then I flew my Harpies down here so I hopefully can charge the dreaded War Machines next turn. These guys tried to do a swift reform and follow, but they failed the leadership test, so they stayed put. On to Winds of Magic and shooting. For Winds of Magic and shooting, I got off another Visans onto the Minotaurs, and then he dispelled my second Visans. For shooting, nothing happened, so we go to close combat. For close combat, the Ungor Raider died. And then the Minotaurs killed, I think, 19 or something of the Skaven slaves. Somewhere around there, but he was still steadfast. Leadership 10 rerollable. So he managed to stay. Over here, the chariots, they caused 7 wounds onto the Rat Ogres who fled. I didn't catch him, so they are now here. And that was it. On to Skaven turn 3.
For Skaven turn 3 movement, the last Rat Ogre fled off. The Skaven slaves charged in here, and the Furnace moved up a bit. Skaven magic and shooting phase. I casted Scorch and Warp Lightning into the Minotaurs, but nothing happened. And for the shooting, these guys did 1 wound into the Minotaurs. The Warp Lightning Cannon killed 4. The Catapult missed these guys by far. And the Warp Fire Thrower killed 5 Skaven slaves. For close combat, my slaves wiped out his Ungor Raiders. And the slaves here did 1 wound before they died.
Beastmen turn 3. There was a bunch of charges, but basically the Minotaurs and 2 chariots went into the bell with the Gracier. And then the other chariot charged into the Gutter Runners to try and go into the Plague Furnace here and stop them from getting the flank charge next turn. The Harpies charged into the Warp Lightning Cannon, and then the 2 remaining chariots here pivoted up, and my Gore unit with the Wizards moved up to follow. On to Winds of Magic and shooting. For Winds of Magic, I just got off 1 Mid-Sounds onto the Minotaurs again. Nothing else. On to Close Combat. For Close Combat, the combined efforts of impact hits and the now enraged Minotaurs killed 36 Storm Vermin, but they're still standing because they're unbreakable as long as the Screaming Bell is there. This chariot killed off the Gutter Runners and overcharged into the Plague Monks here. And then down here, the Harpies killed off the Warp Lightning, overran into the Plague Claw Catapult. And that was it for Beastmen turn 3, on to Skaven turn 4.
Skaven turn 4 movement. I did a swift reform on the slaves and moved them up 5 inches to here. So Skaven magic and shooting. The bell rung Scorch and killed 4 of these. Then I tried to miscast Crack's Call in here, but he added a spell scroll and nothing else happened. Skaven close combat. These guys killed the catapult, monks killed the chariot in front of them, and in this combat everything is dead except the bell.
Beastmen turn 4. The chariots charged the Plague Monks from behind. I was marsh blocked with my Harpy, so they could only move 10. I wanted to put them in front, but couldn't. So they're there. And then I moved up my Gore with the Wizards here. On to Winds of Magic. For Winds of Magic, I got off Mid-Sounds on the Minotaurs, and then somehow he dispelled my Curse of Anahir on the Plague Furnace. On to Close Combat. Close Combat, the Minotaurs and the Chariots finally killed the Bell. And here I killed 6 monks, mostly with the impact hits. But I mean, they're unbreakable because of the Furnace, so that just stays put. On to Skaven turn 5. After Beastmen turn 4, we actually decided to call the game. This is basically what's left of the Skaven. It amounts to, in total, 700 points. With a comp score of 18 and 13, the Beastmen are 500 up already. And with no wizards, I could theoretically just move away with my units and he wouldn't catch me. And it's 3 AM in the morning. So we decided to call it. And a medium victory for the Beastmen, since we called it early. Skaven are... I'm not going to use a bad word here, but they're annoying to play against because it feels like they have no rules. But I was extremely lucky with the Doom Wheel in the beginning. I think that saved a lot for Beastmen, that it didn't come into the Minotaurs. Otherwise it was, yeah, an average game. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.